Hi friends! So, on a recent trip to Tokyo, it was just me and the girls. I have a 7-year-old and at the time I had a 1-year-old. And my eldest was actually, God, how old was she? 6, 5. How old was she, David?
She was 5, turning 6.
Need my husband to stay on top of the ages. So, I had 2 young kids. I was on my own, my husband was working, and I needed to find things to do with kids in Tokyo. So I did all the Google searches, and there was so much to do. Honestly, it was really hard to narrow it down to our favorite 5. So I asked my little girl, what were your favorite things to do in Tokyo? And these are what she said. Animal cafes. Now, the Japanese are big on animal cafes. There's a plethora of them. There were eel cafes, dog cafes, cat cafes, some lizard cafes. There was a lizard cafe, can you believe it? But she wanted to go to an owl cafe. I mean, she's a Harry Potter fan, so we went looking for Hedwig, basically. We went into the owl cafe. Now, we didn't have a booking at all. Make a booking if you go. Luckily, the lady sent us away. She said, come back in an hour and a half. We came back. The first thing that took me aback was that there were so many people alone there just spending time with the owls. You had snowy owls, big Harry Potter, Hedwig-sized owls. You got to feed them. There was no additional fees, and for your entrance fee, you also got some cakes, owl-themed, of course. There was an owl biscuit, tea, coffee, or juice for the kids. If you chose to, you could hold them. I was terrified. You'll actually see one of the videos. I was so terrified. Also, who wants to take a video with an animal that's prettier than them? Those big old eyes. I didn't want to, but still, I got the shot. Another animal cafe that we tried was the Hedgehog Cafe. Not normally your go-to cutesy animal, given that it's spiky, but they give you gloves, mostly to protect them more than us, because we're germy, disgusting beings, and they're just this innocent little spiky ball. And we got to handle them. You could hold them gently, of course. You could feed the hedgehogs. There were some meerkats in the cafe too. Very overlooked meerkats at the back in a little cage. You could also hold those if you chose. Nobody seemed to want to hold the meerkats though. For the entrance fee, you got a drink included too. They have a bench where you can sit and just choose different hedgehogs, or you can choose to have a booth. We chose a booth because I went there with my brother-in-law and the 2 kids, and we got 3 different hedgehogs. Now, I know you're probably sick of me talking about cafes. Cafe this, owl cafe, hedgehog cafe. I'm not done with the cafes yet. The robot cafe. That was my favorite. I know we're talking about the top 5 things to do with kids in Tokyo, but parents need to be happy too, you know. Happy mom makes a happy household. Made it up. Use it. Anyway, the robot cafe. You walk in. One thing I loved about this cafe is that all the robots are operated by people with disabilities. So on entrance, when we walked in, there was a robot standing there, and her name was Maya too. I'm Maya, Curlymya. And she greeted us, asked my daughter questions. Why was she there? We were there for her birthday. There was a little placard on her chest which showed a picture of the human that was operating the robot, just if you wanted to humanize the robot, you know, AI, the age is coming. This robot led us to our table, followed by another robot holding a tray of water, better than I ever could. And we sat down at our table, and each table has its own mini robot assigned to it. Now, this robot, I can't remember the name of the human operating that robot, but she sang happy birthday better than any other robot I've ever seen. I haven't seen many robots sing happy birthday, have you? So we had to make a reservation to eat, to sit down at a table and be served by a robot and have your robot hosting your dinner, basically your lunch or your dinner, whatever you're there for. You do have to make a reservation. The food was great though, I was surprised. Robots can cook too. I didn't go in the kitchen, not really sure who was throwing it down. But I had like a beef stew with some salad. The kids had some kind of nondescript kid meal. Let's go with chicken nuggets and chips. You know how they serve kids the same thing everywhere you go. It's not different in Tokyo. Now you can walk into the robot cafe if you want to. There is a fully staffed coffee bar full of baristas, human. I almost feel like I'm discriminating when I say human rather than robot. Because it is like stepping into a different world. You know, the robots are serving us here, the humans are over there. But there was a lot of like love and harmony between the humans and robots in that cafe. Now, we've all done karaoke before, haven't we? Did you know that the word karaoke actually originated in Japan because they invented karaoke? It means empty orchestra. I just learned that today. But anyway, while we were there in Japan, I made a joke to my husband that every street that we were on, we saw karaoke bars everywhere. And I thought, surely this can't be life. It is life. It is Japanese life. There are karaoke bars everywhere. So one day I took the girls, it was just me, my 1-year-old and my then 6-year-old, to the karaoke bar. I took my 1-year-old and I took my 6-year-old into a karaoke bar. That's perfectly fine. It was 12 o'clock in the afternoon and it was buzzing. It was busy. There were people there. There were men on their lunch break, men and women, on their lunch breaks, came in their business suits and picked outfits. There was a reel of outfits to choose from. You could be a crocodile or you could be an astronaut. I chose a kangaroo because there's no good reason why I chose kangaroo. I just like the outfit. Anyway, we were given our own private booth. You buy a booth and we went in there and we killed Elsa's Frozen song. Let It Go. I will never let it go because we were superstars in there and we should have been discovered. All of us had a great time. My daughter dressed up as an alien. There was an actual alien head, as you can see from the videos that we have. With the karaoke experience, when you buy your entry, you can also buy drinks. So we had a pot of tea and some Coca-Colas because we were hard partying 1-year-olds, 6-year-old and 22-year-old. There are snacks available. We didn't try any of the food because we were too busy pretending to be Destiny's Child. All by myself. Robot cafe, karaoke, or being a ninja for a day. You are spoiled for choice and we have more videos available for you. So like and subscribe. Tokyo is super family friendly. You see children as young as 5 on the public transport alone, taking trains and buses to school. We actually experimented ourselves, but that's a video for another day. It is very family friendly. I always, even when I was alone with my 2 children and there was no one that spoke English, just the fact that everyone is so warm and helpful, there was never a moment where we didn't feel safe and comfortable exploring this amazing city and discovering the wonders that they have available for families with kids. Also at the Ninja Trick House, despite the fact that the 2 members of staff, the ninja, and there was another lady there working, neither one of them spoke English, but we understood everything that was happening on, from him demonstrating his sword skills to showing us how to throw stars, because they're very demonstrative people. We understood everything, so language was never a barrier. So don't let that stop you from traveling to Tokyo with your family and exploring all of its wonders. My favorite thing to do with the kids, since this video is about 5 things to do with children in Tokyo, was the Ninja Trick House. Now it's located close to Shinjuku. It's a nondescript building, doesn't have an elevator, mind you, but if I can get up there with a 6-year-old and also carrying a stroller up 4 flights of stairs, then so can you. As soon as you walk in, you go through this narrow alley with corridor leading into this ninja magic world. And there's a man coming, he's masked up and he unsheaths his sword and you think, wow, Mr. Miyagi and I am in the Karate Kid. No, you're not, but you are about to learn how to be a ninja. Even though there was no English spoken, it was very easy for us to involve ourselves in the demonstrations and get involved with the activities such as throwing stars, learning how to throw hands with a ninja sword. And also there's a little buried treasure thing. I don't want to give away too much detail about that because I don't want to spoil it for you and give away and then you'll win the prize. As soon as you go in there, there's first a video demonstration told through the medium of anime. Could there be any better way to describe how to be a ninja? No, anime for you. Now there was so much to do that it was so hard to just bring it down to 5 things. There's so much more that we did on our trip to Tokyo that we talk about in our other videos, like Kidzania. But we decided to condense this down to 5 things that my daughter herself, when I asked her, tell me the 5 favorite things that you did in Tokyo, and she named these 5 things, I might have nudged her in the direction of karaoke. I might not have. But these were her chosen ones. But to see more of our favorite things, when I say our, I mean mine, in Tokyo, then stay tuned.